Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is my review for Amazon's original series Jack Ryan Season 2. Season 2 opens with James Greer, Ryan's former boss and now Moscow Deputy Station Chief for the CIA. Looking into a missile launch that he believes has something to do with Venezuela, Greer is suffering from a heart ailment and he trades his on-the-line job to transfer to the capital, Caracas. So Jack Ryan is obviously based off the Tom Clancy character. There's been 4 different films with that character. And I know the first series was a bit, I guess, Marmite. Some people loved it, some people didn't, as is the case with the characters that are kind of near and dearer to people's hearts. I liked the films, but I really liked what they did, what John Krasinski did with the character of Jack Ryan as this analyst becoming this field operative. And what I really liked about season 2 is how he's much more sure of himself. This time he's much more of an agent, although he has that analytical mind. So when they need to do a part of their mission, he understands that kind of he's able to take a step back and see all the pieces that need to work in order to make their mission successful. And this is these 8 episodes are basically all in Venezuela. It's because of this political movement that's going on at the moment, that there's this political unrest with the President Reyes, who is basically a dictator, and he has a very tight control over his people. And there is a new election coming up, and so the whole series just is heightened with this political unrest as it follows the story of what this president does. Continually, as he loses his grip on these people, he does more horrific things to try and keep his grip on being president and the power that he has. And you see the craziness that happens and ensues. And so Jack and his boss, or his former boss, team up together with a few friendly faces from season 1 to kind of stop and put a stop to what's going on there, and really to find out. And episode 1 was a bit slow, I thought, until there is an emotional moment that spurs Jack into this mission again, and you see why. I don't want to do any spoilers. Skirting around the edges as usual. I normally like to try and do non-spoiler reviews, so if you're wondering, well, why doesn't he just talk about that, it's because I want you to be able to watch it. And this is just kind of a should I watch this? Is it as good as the first season? Is it the same? This is kind of just to help you know whether you should go watch it. I really enjoyed this series, but it took me a while to get back into the groups of the characters. It's much more dialogue heavy. When there is action, it's good. It is Michael Bay is one of the executive producers, so Michael Bay is a bit heightened down, and he's obviously got his hands in this project along with John Krasinski, who's also an executive producer. So I really feel like he loves this character of Jack Ryan, and I'm looking forward to A Quiet Place too. But I'm so happy that in between them doing The Quiet Place that we get a second season. I like the character of Jack Ryan, but I really like that they've spent time on the side characters along with this. They've given time, which is why it's more dialogue heavy. They've given time to build those characters, even, you know, with the bad guys, with the President Reyes and his people. You see why they do what they do. It's not just, I'm a bad guy for a bad guy's sake. There's a whole history there of them wanting to protect their country, and that, yes, power has gone to their head, but there's this whole kind of history and backstories for each of these characters, so that when you get to the culmination of the 8th episode and everything, the shit is hitting the fan, you understand why it's gotten there. You understand why it's taken these episodes to get to that point. I have to say that the action, the choreographed action, the action set pieces are all very strong. Cinematography wise, it looks great. You do kind of get to know more of the characters and the team from season 1 that come back into season 2. You get to know them more and what makes them tick. And so on both sides, you have these kind of separate storylines that if you are easily sidetracked, then you might not understand what's happening. Because some of the storylines veer off a bit, but they do meet up at the end, and there's this culmination of you get what's happening. At the same time, it isn't all wrapped up neatly with a bow at the end, because they're leaving it open. There's this third party that they don't tell you about, which I'm guessing is meaning that we're going to get a third season. Yeah, I hope we do, because I feel like this is the stronger season. Even though this is more dialogue heavy, they've given time to their actors and their characters to kind of get to grips with who they are. They're given more story time. So when you get those heavy hitting action sequences, you're in it. So it's not just action for the sake of action, but the story is driven towards the action, which I think is a really great way to do it. Season 1, it was really tense almost for the whole time, and I enjoyed that. But now, because they've had that establishing season, we kind of get what this character is. Yeah, like what they play with in characters. So we have the character of Greer, who has this heart condition, and the whole time you're wondering what's going to happen to him. Can he do what he needs to do physically as a character in this show? Because you're wondering when he's going to keel over or die, and whether he should be in the mission. At the same time, you have Jack, who is now a much more hardened physical veteran of being out in the field. Even though he's only had one major mission under him, he comes across as much more stern and much more ready to do the physical the physical means to putting the analytical, agent aside and being more action worthy. And I like that bit of the character. At the same time, you see that he doesn't really know how to play well with others. He kind of does his own thing, and that can be frustrating for other members of his team. So I like how they messed with that, and you get to see how they react with him. His team members. There are a lot of familiar faces and actors as well that you'll notice then. Everybody does a really good job. I didn't think there was any kind of weak link where anybody was not playing to their best. Naomi Rapace, she's a great, fantastic actress, and she is in this for the majority. Well, quite a few of the episodes. I liked what they did with her character. Yeah, this was a solid second season. I'm hoping they're just going to keep building momentum. It's not all out action all the time. It's spy, espionage, thriller, action set pieces in amongst building characters. And I think that's all you really want. So they lean heavily on what has happened in season 1. And now with season 2, they've just gone straight for a new story, but they're building on those characters. And I think that I couldn't have asked for more. So if you like season 1, you're going to like season 2. If you didn't like season 1, you're probably not going to like this. Although I did prefer this in the end, if that makes sense. That it was a bit of a slow burner. Season 1 was just kind of constant the whole way. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought of season 2. Do you like as much as I do? I would probably, if I'm rating this, I would give this a B+. I think it's solid, and I think it does have room for development. One of the things I haven't mentioned about is the score. I'm really liking the theme. I don't often talk about the themes of shows, but this one, it kind of plays in your mind when you hear it. It gets stuck in your head. And I think that's a showcase for a good theme, which is a weird thing to remember about a show. But sometimes I just have that theme in my head and I think, yeah, let's watch an episode of that. I don't think you have to binge watch all 8 episodes. You can watch it in chunks, as I did. Amazon sent us the screeners, so which is why we're able to watch it over a few days. I don't know if that says anything about it. I think I prefer to watch it in chunks rather than all at once. But yeah, do let me know in the comments below what you thought about this. But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.